Why don't we give them something to read?
Hi, I'm Jade.
I'm Annabelle.
Welcome to our show. What's happening? I'm so excited to talk about our book today, The New House by Tess Stimson. 3 couples, 3 houses, 1 home to die for.
I want to preface this really quick, though, by saying
Yeah.
I can't imagine we aren't on the same page on this book.
I can't wait to find out. I'm also excited because your sister read this book and
Yes.
suggested it. And so I love a good suggestion.
She
Because-
felt a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I was like, you're talking about me. I'm like, is there words? 4.
Yeah, she literally sent me like her review of another book that we had done, literally dissed it, the entire thing, and gave it a 4. I'm like, wonderful. You hated this book, but you gave it a 4.
The ending was terrible. 4.
Could have been better. 4.
I will say, since we've started, this is very just a short thing for anyone who's listening to us. Ever since we started this podcast, I'm trying to be better about my ratings because I don't want to let people down. And I have a friend who watched a movie, I think, based on a review I had, and they hated the movie because it was so terrible. And so I need to be a little bit better. It was Anaconda. I mean, I knew what? Yeah, I gave it a 3.5.
I mean,
It's
I
not
don't
like
think that was bad.
Yeah, I thought it was
I haven't
funny.
watched it yet. It just popped up and I want to watch it with my husband.
Yeah,
so
I thought it was funny.
I will let you know how I like it because, really, I'm the...
It's not like I gave it a 5.
Yeah, you were like, it was
It was what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. Anyway, back to the new
Wonderful
house.
book. Yeah. Let's talk about what were your initial expectations of going into the story.
I thought it was going to be about somebody wanting to buy a house, but either there was a dark secret in there or they were going to kill to get the house.
Oh, wow. I thought it was going to be, because I didn't know anything at all about it. I thought it was going to be like a haunting, like the house was haunted,
Ooh.
or somebody was trying, like getting into their house and messing with shit.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I never skew towards like something scary or horror because I knew it was a thriller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess I didn't even realize it was a thriller because you just were like, we're going to read this book. And I was like, all right,
This
fine.
is the book.
Did you like how the book was laid out with the multiple POVs, the set talk, and the blog posts?
Loved it. So what I think that did for the book was gave us an idea of what each person was like. And so I really like that. In the POVs, we've only got 3. And it's Millie and Tom, which are our married couple, and then Stacy is the newscaster. Then we have set talk. And I don't know about you, and I don't know if we're getting into it yet, but set talk is somebody who's a psychopath talking about the story. It gives you an insight into that person. I had no idea who the person was going to be. I thought it was one, turns out to be somebody else. And then the vlog post gave us an insight to Harper, this character who's a family vlogger, and just how she talks to her audience and brand deals and stuff like that.
I love the multiple POVs, but I thought in this case there were too many.
I had a feeling you would.
And then I also greatly disliked the blog posts.
Did you?
I also, it made Harper very unlikable, which maybe that was like the point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I ended up skimming that part because literally it added nothing to the story to me. So I didn't like him at all.
Also, the blog posts were very short.
I wouldn't know because I just...
You just skim that.
And then I did love the set talks though. I liked that part because when you first see the first set talk, like you don't even know what's happening. It's at the end of the chapters. You just kind of get thrown into them. And that first one, yeah, you don't know who it is, what it's about. And then as the sets go on, you realize, oh, he's referring to the glass house and what
and what's
happened
happening
at that house.
What I really like about the set talk is that it was somebody speaking to an audience. And so it wasn't full of fluff. It was really good. So it really got my attention. It
Yeah.
made me really it put me into the story more.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting way to write the story, like as a whole, just with all those different
Mhm.
options. Let's talk about the characters now. How did you feel about Millie as a main character?
I really liked Millie because Millie was a character who, in her mind, she feels that she's this book overall is about psychopaths. So she very much feels like a psychopath, right?
Hmm.
In her mind. Think talking about her life, talking about how she feels, how she acts. And I think towards the end, she really grows as a character where she
Hmm.
realizes
It was never her.
it was, yeah, like it's like this eye-opening experience for her. So I thought she was a great character from beginning to end because there's growth in her. I really liked her.
Yeah, I loved her. I thought it was interesting how she thought she was a psychopath, but she thought her life was separated from the two, right? So she
Yes.
had her life and then what she called a dark angel.
Mhm.
And I thought it was pretty interesting, even from the very start, how she referred to it as a dark angel, not
Yes.
even necessarily like a demon. Because, normally, if you think about psychopaths, especially in, our book world and in our movie world, they're all evil entities who are,
Mhm.
they, they're monsters. But she didn't think of herself as that. She just thought herself as a dark angel. It
I
did.
think the reason why it's a dark angel is because what created this for her was the killing of her dad, and so she feels I think that's why it's an angel too, because it kinda
I didn't get that.
saved her and her mom.
Well,
Yeah.
her life led to this, which made her think that she was, um, a psycho, but yeah, I thought from the very start she was not a psycho, which I think they tried very hard to make you believe between the set
Yes.
talks and,
The
because
or
she saw herself that way,
Mhm.
because kind of her husband didn't discourage the psycho aspect.
She even it kind of makes it seem like he's turned on by it, that he
Yeah, like, he has a
likes it,
little
he
bit of a
enjoys it.
kinky of
Yeah,
the
they
dark
don't
angel.
discuss what she does, but there is, I think, the first few chapters where, you realize that she's a surgeon, they
Yeah.
make it seem like she's cutting into somebody, like she's killing them, and then you realize, "Oh, she's a surgeon," because they really wanna bring you into the, she's a psychopath, has no emotion, she's very.
Yeah, and I never once got that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the moment she was basically on there, I was like, "Tom's the psychopath, it's not her, because he seemed super
Oh, I didn't even
interesting.
think of that, but immediately, as soon as you said that, I'm, like, thinking of at least 3, 4 things where I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
So I really loved her. I thought she was by far a really great character. Both as a mom and her
Mhm.
as a mom, I saw a lot of, good points of how she is as a
Yeah,
mother. And I was like,
and she also was so concerned, which a psychopath wouldn't be,
yeah, like
about doing the right thing for her kids.
yeah, she was really nervous to have kids because she thought she was a psychopath. She didn't want to create a child with that prospect, knowing that they could also be one.
Mhm.
And then just the way she acted and behaved towards her children,
Yeah.
even knowing what was happening, such a motherly instinct.
Mhm. Yeah,
You can't be a
psychopath.
psycho if you
Yeah.
if you feel this way. So let's talk a little bit about Millie and Tom's relationship.
So curious to see what you think
Do
about
you
it.
think it was true love or do you think it was more convenience? I said convenience.
I knew you would.
I knew you knew it.
I said true love, but I can see the convenience side of it too.
Let me go first.
Go for it.
So in the end of the story, there's a point she says how she felt he was her true love.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, sure. But I think something was always just off with Tom. I never liked Tom through the entire story. I feel like he was very obsessed with her. And maybe having grown up together, that's why.
Mhm.
And seeing her home life and wanting to give her better kind of like had him have that weird night mentality, especially some of the things that he did for her.
Mhm.
But I didn't like it at all. If it's true love, no man will ever look to another fucking woman for fucking attention. And I hated, hated, hated how much it made it seem like he was obsessed with her. And then Harper comes along and shows him a little bit of attention, which Millie has never had to do as a strong, powerful woman who never looks to her husband to help her with anything.
Is somebody relating?
If Nick needed to look at another woman to get that, then fuck off.
Okay. This is
That's
what I'm
true love.
so if we're taking this from the standpoint that Millie's a psychopath, right? Which all the descriptions, I believe they're all from Tom though.
Yes.
Um, where they agreed to have kids, but he'd be the one who'd do all the kid stuff because she's a psychopath.
Yeah, she doesn't
Um,
think she has it in her.
yeah, she can't be a good mom, so he's gonna take care of that. But he also specifically talks about how she's not affectionate. She doesn't celebrate things supposedly because she doesn't have it in her. But the one thing she does do is Mother's Day. Again, something a psychopath wouldn't care about, but with her kids, where she gives the emotional part for the kids, like she's not doing it for herself, right?
Yeah,
So
vibes.
in that context, I can see where if somebody it wasn't that she was giving him attention, is that she needed him, right? Because she was like, "Oh, poor me, my husband is having an affair." And so Tom goes to talk to her, and yes, he likes the attention of somebody who needs him.
Mhm.
That's how I saw it. I do think he loves Millie enough, but also if a real person can love someone so much, but if you're not going to get anything back from them, it's hard to believe they love you. Like it's hard for him to believe Millie loves him. He knew how she was this whole time. He chose to marry her. They chose to have kids together. He wanted to have kids with her, knowing how she is. He shouldn't be doing that.
Mhm.
But I understand where it's coming from. And I do think it's true love.
You and your true love. You just love true love.
Hey, the one time we were driving and my husband hit the curb because he was looking at someone, and I was like, "Were you checking that girl out?" And he's like, "Maybe." But yeah.
How realistic did the family dynamic feel? So Millie has a family, which 2 kids. She has a
Mhm,
daughter, older daughter, Medusa, which
mhm. Crazy.
great name, and then a son, younger,
Mhm.
Peter. Boring name.
Yes.
Tom named Peter, and he wanted him to have a basic name, a normal name,
Yep.
to be normal.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. He wanted, in quotes, "normal."
Yep, which I thought was so interesting.
Mhm.
But anyways, how did the family dynamic feel? I felt very real. I mean,
Yes.
sibling fighting, midlife crisis,
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah, I think everything was normal. What she would do is,
Yeah.
she would leave the house. She would go into, I'm assuming, open houses or empty houses, and she'd go in, walk around, and she'd take something that really meant nothing.
Yeah,
She
like
didn't
little
take
tiny
anything worth
trinkets.
anything.
Mhm.
What's weird is she'd go home and just hand it to Tom, who kept them all in his desk drawer.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, again, you said it. Maybe he was a psychopath. And then that would be in their context of their marriage, the same as like our husbands saying, "Yeah, go get a book," or
Yeah.
or go like, "I need a break. I'm gonna go get a coffee and go to the bookstore." Like,
Yeah.
so I think it was very realistic, the family dynamic, even though technically somebody's a psychopath.
Yeah. I mean, they they just wanted you to believe somebody was a psychopath in that family. And
Mhm.
guess what? Somebody was, but it
Mhm.
wasn't who you thought it was going to be. Let's talk about some other characters. How did you feel about the supporting female characters, Stacy and Harper?
I put both very unlikable, which is I don't know about Stacy, but Harper for sure was made to be that way.
Oh, so made to
Um,
be that way.
she's exactly how I imagine a family vlogger would be and act.
Yeah.
And Stacy, I knew was lying from the start.
Did
I
you?
had zero trust in her, even when, I mean, it was worded so specifically. Stacy's married to Felix. And a couple times Felix had told Millie, stay away from my wife. And he said it very demanding, kind of. I thought this book did a really good job of I would assume something, then they would make me doubt myself as I was reading. So I'm like, well, maybe I'm not right about that. And then something else would happen and I would say, no, I'm right.
Yeah.
And then again, something would happen and I would think, they're trying to trick me. It's gonna be not who I thought because that seemed obvious.
See, and I thought Stacy was being sincere. I still feel to this point upset about Stacy because I could have sworn she was the victim, and then things went really weird,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be,
Mm-hmm.
and who you thought she was going to be. But then on the other hand, then you had Harper, and for me personally, I knew instantly she was like a snake
Yeah, right.
because
But she's portrayed so clearly that way to me.
he is, and I kept waiting for something to turn with her, but nothing ever turned with her.
Mm-mm.
And so she was just I don't know what her point was, in my opinion.
To me, they portrayed her really well as an unlikable because also that what you don't see normally with vloggers and you got to see with Harper is her persona as the vlogger
Yes, and then
and then
her
her real like how she was normally. So
mhm.
it really was like it was night and day.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, that's how
Yeah.
that has to be how it is.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't look at these vloggers and think, "Wow, they have the perfect life."
Yeah, and they're always that
And
peppy.
they're always that peppy and happy every day, day to day. No way. There's no I mean, if
Ain't
you
nobody that happy.
good for you.
Yeah,
What are you
no.
on? Did you figure out the truth before it was revealed?
Let me tell you something. This book had so many freaking reveals that I was like getting slapped in the face over and over. It's like, what? What? Like, this is also something? So
Every second.
every second I wouldn't say yes exactly. The book was really great at making me question everything, but also guiding me. So it kind of reflecting back on stuff when I would find something out, I'd be like, yeah, it kind of led me this way. So the first thing we find out about is, everything that's going on with the selling of the house. They know each other because of this. So Stacy's selling the glass house. Millie wants the glass house. She has to sell her house. Harper wants to get out of her little house and buy Millie's house. Everybody is contingent upon
Each other.
each other. One has to sell in order to buy, the next one has to sell in order to buy, and then we've got Stacy at the top of
Mhm. It
this.
all comes down to Stacy.
It all comes down to Stacy. And this is how Millie and Stacy develop a relationship. Millie comes from a very abusive household. Her father was a drunk. He beat her mom. He beat her. She would succeed at something, he'd break something of her, like a body part
Yeah.
of hers. So when she sees that Stacy's
Got
hands are
bruises.
hurt, yeah, she's immediately drawn to her. So she tries to find ways to get them together and kind of try and help her get away. I can tell you the second I saw the marks on her arms, I said, "She does this on purpose."
How?
I just had a feeling. I don't know.
I had 0 indication. There was one point after he had beaten the shit out of her, Stacy, Felix was crying and so upset. I was like, "That's a little bit extra." I mean, I know
It
sometimes, perpetrators can be
I mean,
very
that is how it happens.
yeah, but I was like and I felt too
Yeah,
and
by
she
that scene.
sounded too like, "It's totally fine, dude. Like, stop your bitching."
Yes.
And I was like, "Okay, maybe she's a little suspicious."
Well, I mean, it's crazy
But
to
I
me.
didn't wanna believe it.
Yeah, that scene where he's mad and she goes home and he grabs her, they really portray it as a scene of like a husband attacking a wife.
Yes.
I 100% said, "This is how they have sex. This is the way they have sex, and it's because she wants it that way." Because we're not talking about bondage. We're talking about like he punched her in the stomach.
Yes.
It was
She got,
very
like, a
aggressive.
miscarriage
He
because of
was,
his beating.
yeah, because she wanted it.
Yes.
But
It's crazy.
I knew that was
That's
probably
so
the
crazy.
only thing I called because we don't just find out that that's a lie. We actually find out in the scope of it that the whole thing was a lie because we just assume Stacy's lying. We find out, sorry, we don't all assume Stacy's lying. Some of us believed her apparently.
Apparently, some of us liked her.
But then we find out she's lying because Felix tells Tom he also has bruises and scratches. He's like, "Oh, she's the abuser." But the end result is we initially think this is a he said, she said. Turns out it was always a ploy to get Tom and Millie sucked into their little drama
Yeah.
because Felix's company was going to go under
It
and they
yeah.
wanted to use Millie.
Yep, mhm.
So I'm telling you, this book was so good because there was a secret within a secret within a secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't figure out anything until okay, so yeah, there was just a lot of secrets, but the main one that you were supposed to be, to me, focusing on, right, was the psychopath.
Right.
And then there was the pushing incident. And so we find out
That wasn't even my big one.
that was my big one. That was the whole focus of my entire point. But basically, one of the kids pushes another kid.
Mhm. And
And
when you read it, did you interpret it as the other kid?
okay, thank you.
How did we? I even went back. There's nothing that makes you pick one.
Okay, so in one chapter, at the end of the chapter, Millie's out doing something. I can't
Mhm.
remember. She's with Stacy, I think. And so Tom calls Millie, and Millie knows, oh, this has to be emergency. Tom never calls me when he knows I'm out and about. She
Mhm.
answers it, and Tom goes, it's Peter. Something's happened. Then you jump into the next chapter. It's from Millie's POV, and she's like, oh my God. At no point does she ever say which kid it is. She
Yeah.
just says, oh, my kid. I love my kids. I never realized how much I could be a mom. La di da di da. She goes on. And then in the next chapter after that one, it's Tom's. And Tom's goes, I'm holding onto her hand. I
Yeah.
had to reread
Yes.
that
Shook.
entire chapter because he wasn't saying it was Peter that I thought it was Peter that was hurt. He wasn't
It's
saying that it was
Peter.
Peter that was hurt. He was saying Peter had done something.
It was so good because the whole time Tom's like, Peter's for me, Peter's mine, he's the normal one, all this stuff. But they
Yeah.
talk about the stuff that happened, like the turtle story, the rabbit story.
Yes.
You continuously think the way that it's written
You
makes
think,
you think it's the daughter.
yeah, you make it think it's Medusa.
But
And why not? Because what a strange name, she's
right. And,
the
and
woman who
she's
turned
her
men into.
mom's daughter.
Exactly. I thought so.
So good.
We kind of got into the next question, which was what twist and reveal impacted you the most. That was the one that impacted me the most. That the
Okay.
son was the psycho.
But see, that's why it's hard for me because I'm telling you, I spent most of the time going, "What?"
Yeah.
Then I'd read more, and I'd go, "What?" Mine was the last thing we find out,
What truth? What's that? Yeah, tell me, because there's so many fucking things.
that Peter murdered Tom.
Oh yes. So that was
That's like the
the
last thing, and
twist that impacted you the most.
yes, I
Yeah.
couldn't freaking believe it.
Okay. So see, back to the did you figure out the truth? So I knew right then after I figured out that it was actually Peter who was the fucking psycho, that he was the set talker.
Ah, see, I didn't realize it was him, not once.
I thought it was too coinky dinky that he happened to know all this about the glass house
Right.
because that's what he was talking about, and then he was talking about psychos,
But I
and then I
feel
was like,
like
if he, I was thinking it was about his mother. Then I was like, oh, this is why he's talking about it because it
oh.
was about Millie, not realizing it was because he was a psychopath, and I was like, well, maybe he was. A normal psychopath like he's claiming he is.
Mhm.
And his mom went, Millie went off the deep end by the end of this book.
Yes.
Not the other way around.
Dude, let me tell you something. A psychopath as a kid is terrifying to me.
Oh my God, me too.
So,
I mean, the stories when you're reading about what he did to that turtle and what he did to
yes.
that bunny.
Yes. The second you realize it's him, I don't know, it's like it got darker for me from that point on.
Yeah.
And there's like heartbreaking choices were made that end up where we end up at the end of the book, which is Tom's death. But even in the end of the book, you're still guessing because the way that she wrote when Millie goes to see Peter
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and he
the end of the
puts
book.
the book down, and I immediately was like, he did it. He's done college, 100%
Didn't think he was
in
in jail.
jail.
We'll get to those part. We'll get to those part because this is the fun part, and I can't wait to get to it. Did the pacing keep you engaged, or were there slow parts?
Oh no, it was so engaging. I read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down.
I can't tell you how bored I got. Even though I was legit shocked and surprised, I stopped at 34%.
You didn't finish the book?
Fuck no, I didn't. I read the last chapter.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I
Are you shocked right now that I have been able to actively engage in conversation about this book, not even getting halfway?
yes. First of all,
Because it's fucking terrible.
that book is so good. I
Oh,
cannot believe that you would only read to 34%. I should go see what 34% is in this book because of you're missing out on all the emotional joy of reading a book where it's like the shocks, right? Where you're like, "Oh my gosh, this. Oh my gosh, that." So, basically, your one of your last questions is, what would you have done differently if you were in Millie's situation?
yes.
So, what would you say you would do differently?
Gotten help for your whacked out son.
Okay, see, that's because you didn't read it. It turns out that Felix, he stole from his company. So the way that they were going to get out of it is for some reason he had to disappear so she would get to keep some money. And so he hides in this secret room that's not on the plans in their house. Cops have come to look for him. Nobody's ever found him. So back at the house, what happened was Felix was hiding for 2 weeks. She says something happened. Harper got hit by the car. So the case doesn't calm down like they thought it would.
Mhm.
So he's like months down there. Then we see Peter at Stacy's house, and it's almost like Peter's the boss. That was one of my notes. He's like, "Are you going to take care of him? Are you going to handle this?" Because at first Stacy's like, "Man, I love this kid. This kid's just like me." Because she has a son named Arthur.
Yeah.
She doesn't like Arthur, which now makes sense because she's a psychopath. We also find out her history, why she's a psychopath. Like she's murdered everybody, her parents, and I forgot who else. So her son didn't know how to swim. She literally sees Peter dunking her son in a pool and holding him under, and they make eye contact. And in her mind, she thought, right at that moment, I wished Peter was my son and Arthur would die. So then when Millie goes over to look for her son, she goes into the basement and she sees Felix tied to the bed and he's like wasted away to nothing. He's skin and bones. He's been left there to die. He's handcuffed to the bed. Stacy was never going to let him go. He gets murdered, right? He dies while he's there. Stacy knocks her on the head, and now Millie's in a handcuff in the basement. And she's like, "Where's Peter? Where's Peter? Where's Peter?" Stacy says, "Oh, he thought he'd take things into his own hands. And no, that's not going to work for me. I stuck him in this freezer." Stacy leaves, but leaves Millie with a knife, a dull knife.
Idiot.
So Millie has this option. Should I save my son?
Uh-huh.
Because he's a psychopath, right? He's
Uh-huh.
done all this stuff. And she also at this point knows that he also is the one who murdered Felix by giving him bleach
Poison.
or Drano or
Yeah.
something that he
Mhm.
drank. Okay. So now in her mind, she has this career. She's huge in her field. To get out of this, she has to cut off her two fingers.
Yep.
And so her decision now is, do I cut off my 2 fingers and go try and save my son and get out of here, and I've saved him and I can still change him and blah, blah, blah? Or do I let him die and I keep my career and now we got rid of a psychopath? Well, as a mom, and because she's not a psychopath, chops off her fingers and saves her son, only to be rewarded at the end of the story by him murdering his father 5 years later.
Yeah, they thought he was on the right path. Then one
Yep,
day he snapped at
yep.
15 and slit his father's
He
throat.
did it because he could.
Could. Yeah.
And so to me, would I have made the same choice? It's kind of a hard question to answer when I know how it ended, but I can see as a mother, you I can't imagine a mother who gives up on their kids. So, as a mom, yeah,
And I would blame you 1000% if your kid did something stupid. They knew.
though they knew,
Knew. You this would have all been prevented if she had fucking gotten help for her son.
but
And
Tom wouldn't let her.
I don't give two shits. I would murder my husband before I fucking let him decide.
Tom would not let 'cause he was so adamant, which is why when you
Oh
said,
man.
"I think he's the psychopath," it does kind of feel like maybe he is, because even though he doesn't murder people, he has a lot of enjoyment.
I don't know what it was. I don't he gave creeper vibes the entire time. But I'm telling you, that's what needed to happen different. And that's why I didn't need to read any of the rest of the book. There was too much.
I think it
It was
all flowed.
long.
I
Okay.
would say the only thing that to me was a little bit extra that didn't need so much was Harper's story.
So were you satisfied with the ending?
Yeah, I thought it was great because for shock value, like obviously that's not a choice I'd want in life, but for a book that's a thriller, it's, not even to me, it was like a psychological
Mindfuck.
mind fuck, 100%, but the ending was perfect.
Yeah, I put, yes and no. Since I figured it out it was Peter, I'm glad I didn't continue reading, 'cause if I had continued reading it, I think the ending would have left me bluff. I think it would have been like, God, I
I'm gonna
all
preface
this
that with you're assuming. I want you to start using assuming.
I'm assuming it would have been blah. Since I didn't read it and I skipped, I was so thrilled and happy with how it ended.
Mhm.
It was still shocking, it still got me, and it didn't even pertain to the book at all.
Yes, it did. The biggest decision in that book was,
Still,
do I save myself or do I save my son? And she saved her son
I
and he screwed her over.
it's because she's a mother and she loves her son.
Yeah, but what's the last thing that she does is,
She says she's gonna try to tell the people to
yeah,
keep him in
what's
that
that
fucking
called? When
mental institution. I don't know.
when they come up, it's a
A
thing,
hearing.
a hearing, and she says, I
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
tell
not
them.
gonna I don't want him to know, but this is what I'm gonna do, even though they're probably gonna let him out.
Yeah, because he's had that set talk. He
Mhm.
seems normal, rehabilitated. They want to blame it on the medications he was on at 15 for the reason why he killed his father,
Before
not
we
because he's a
even
fucking psycho.
before we even find out that he killed his father, he is the way they have him speak is still cold, but in a way where I was like, "Oh, look at him improving." The thing is that the reason why he'd be let out is because the deaths of Felix, Stacy, and
Harper.
Harper, nobody knows but
Yeah,
them.
because Billy covered it up to protect
Nobody
her son.
knows that it was Peter.
Yeah,
So, yeah, he's had incidents,
yeah,
and they know he's a psychopath, but they assume that he's gonna be, I guess,
yeah,
okay. And then if you go back and look at those set talks, the person who's doing the talks honestly thinks he's okay.
yeah. That's why I knew it was him.
I didn't know it was him. I
I
thought it
knew
was
it.
Millie because the whole time Millie's like, "I'm a psychopath. I'm this, I'm that." You
Yeah.
realize throughout the story, she's just hasn't really known how to show affection or be
Yeah, she
loved.
didn't have a
It
household that
didn't
show
mean
her.
yeah, it didn't mean
Yeah.
she was a psychopath, right?
Because even when I was talking to Nick, we were talking because, like, he wants hugs and he wants to hold hands and stuff, and right? And you always laugh at us when we do hold hands because you're like, "You're holding hands."
It's a shot.
I grew up in a household, I never saw that.
Yeah.
I never saw my parents hardly kiss. I never saw them hold hands. I never saw them hug. They didn't play with each other, none of that. Because then we've been together for 10 years and I don't know what we were doing. And I was like, have you ever seen my parents even touch?
Mhm.
He's like, holy shit, I don't think I have. I was like, that's why when you want to hug me and I'm not
Mhm.
ready for it and I don't feel like it, it gets overstimulating for me.
Yeah.
That's when I show affection. It's small and then you try to take it big. I'm done. I don't want that anymore. I just didn't grow up with that type of affection.
So you should 100% be relating to Millie and not being like, "This is all her fault."
As a
You
mother,
should
though, I'm different because I had an amazing mother. My mother is a mother.
Yeah.
She's not a wife to me. I never saw her as a
Yeah, yeah,
wife
yeah.
or as a woman. I've only ever seen and experienced and know my mom as a mother. Because, I mean, shit, look, Harper's had incidents. And who do I call first? Not
Yeah.
911 like I should. I call my mom.
Mom.
I'm
Yeah.
like, "Mom," and then she's like, "Call 911."
Like,
I call
"Girl."
911.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, I guess I can see that difference you were used to because Millie's mom really let her down, right? Because
yeah,
the guy would broke her nose and the mom would still go back to her,
I know
to him
that's so
with her poor child.
crazy. So, Millie to me is me,
Mhm.
1000%,
Except for
except for I would have done something for my kid.
right, you would have said "F you" to your husband
Yes, I would have.
and done it, which I agree, but same thing, right? Your kids, our kids come first
Yes.
over other people. And so he was so distracted with this Stacy situation as well. I
Mhm.
think if Stacy wasn't in her life, she would have been more focused on Peter. And I don't think she realized she knew it was bad, but how bad
Well, and she probably didn't
until the
see any
murders.
yeah, she probably didn't see any of that coming.
I do think it's weird that she's willing to keep him in there, but then she should have just told the truth to begin with that he look, his
Yeah.
son murdered because you don't ever want I mean, there's parents who turn kids in for doing something terrible. It breaks their heart, but they're doing the right thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's still good parenting.
It is.
Yeah.
I think the whole point was that she wanted to change him herself because she thought she was the psychopath, make it seem like, no, he's not the psychopath. It's just our parenting.
Yeah,
We
but
just need to change it.
yes, but through the whole book, she's like, "He needs help. He needs help." And Tom's like, "No, no, no." Well, Tom was saying no, he doesn't need it. So I don't know that
God, I hate
dynamic.
Tom.
Tom,
I fucking hate
you're
Tom.
probably glad he's dead.
I am glad. Good for the son. Honestly, he got
I
him.
was
So, in the end, what did you rate it? I gave it a
a DNF.
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Wow, that's
Because even though
amazing.
I didn't read it all, it didn't mean I didn't enjoy it. I just thought it was too long. I didn't enjoy it until I figured out who it was and then was like, why are there all these extra characters? And then when I read the end, I was still thoroughly enjoyed.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 5.
Of course you did.
I mean, I thought it was so well done to for me to not figure any except for the Stacy thing, but I didn't know how far that went.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were going to say she was a psychopath. I
I,
thought it was great.
wonderful. Will you read more by this author?
Yes, I already just looked to see have I read more of her books? Just the titles of her books. I was like, yes. One was like Open Marriage. I'm like, done. And
Really?
yeah.
Shocked because I will not read any of her books. And when I looked into what she had written, the covers alone were like, ugh.
Well, I didn't say I like the cover. I didn't even read the back. I just thought the titles were were funny.
You
I know.
For once, you just read the titles and we're like, yes, not the
But
book cover.
I wasn't in the bookstore. In the bookstore, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, she has a new one coming out. Let's get to a fun one because I always like this one and it always strikes you as difficult.
I hate it.
If this book were adapted, who would you cast?
Okay.
Give it to me.
Millie, and I struggled a little bit with Millie, but I put Amanda Seyfried.
Okay, yes. I almost put her down as a character of some sort, not Millie.
I was torn between Stacy and Millie, but I just was imagining her because I just saw The Housemaid,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought she blew the other girl out of the water with her acting, and she's just good in general. That's my Millie. Who did you put for Millie?
Well, because in the book at the very beginning, Tom says that Millie looks like um, Rosamund Pike from Pride and Prejudice.
Oh,
So I put her down as it because I
yeah.
thought, all right, if she looks like her, then perfect. Easy enough for me to say.
You're like one down. For Tom, I put Logan Lerman.
Who
Think
that
he
is, but
looks um like how I imagine Tom would look.
oh, wow.
Kind of boy, but he looks young, but he's not. He's 34. I mean, that's young.
Yeah.
But I imagine Tom as this dark-haired, youngish, everyone likes kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
I can't wait to tell you who I picked because I picked somebody totally different.
Oh.
Sterling K. Brown. He was
Oh,
This Is
yeah.
Us.
Yeah, yes, yes. You know what? He did come up on my like idea list.
Oh, yeah, did he?
Yeah, but I don't know if I thought he was too serious.
Who did you pick for Stacy?
Tilda Swinton.
No shit.
Yes.
Really?
She's so good. And
She is.
I
I
thought
love her.
she would play an abused newscaster who then later you find out she's crazy. The first time I ever saw Tilda Swinton was in The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I've never seen
Before
that.
I had never heard of her. Now she's in everything.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
now I know her well. But in that movie, she was like the leader of some cult or something, but she was like such a bitch and so good at it. I really detested that character. So that's why I thought of Stacey.
I put Imogen Poots. She was just recently in 28 Weeks Later, but she's been in other stuff, just not super popular stuff.
Oh, is she older or younger?
She's my age.
Because I imagine Stacey older, I guess.
I imagined her younger because she
Because
had an older husband.
yes, who was 60. So I
Yes.
was placing her like maybe 40.
Oh,
Not
no. I think she was in her 30s.
oh, that's well,
I
they
don't
did say Felix was handsome.
I
Oh,
don't know, but
which brings us to Felix. Did you
I
do a
can
Felix?
Felix.
Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, Lordy, have mercy on your soul.
I thought he'd be the perfect
Actually, that's
because
probably actually pretty good.
he passes as like a I don't even know what his business was, but I can imagine him being in suits and stuff.
If I
And
had to pick John Hamm,
yeah, he would have been good too. He's likable to me though.
he is likable.
Harper.
Yeah, who did you pick as Harper?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Perfect.
Yes.
Just slightly, like, super annoying enough, but, like, I know she's a nice person, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on screen, she comes off super annoying enough in
First of
things
all,
I've
she's
seen.
excellent at American accent, even though this book is in the UK.
Yeah.
So
And
she
she
could
has
have been.
yeah, she
But she can play sweet, silly, funny, like perfect like vlog posts.
yes.
And then later be totally dramatic for stuff
Yeah.
that happened, dying on the stairs going, "It's Peter." I just want everyone to know we high-fived each other. Like, the fact that I'm not good at picking somebody and then that we would pick the
The same
same person, that's insane.
Yeah, I think she would be great. She's young enough. She's just got the perfect I don't know, I think she'd be perfect for Harper.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't believe that we agreed on something in
We're
this book.
we're ending on a high, I'll tell you. On a high. So, I am disappointed you didn't finish the book, but I am glad that you gave it a 3 and you got something from the ending because that to me tells me it's a good book
Yeah,
because then it's like you didn't have to read it all to get the surprise, I guess, because you read
yeah.
enough of the beginning. Because 34% is kind of a lot when you think about how many pages that is. Um,
I just think 68 chapters is crazy.
well, they weren't all long. I mean, I read the book in one day. Like or when I say day, I mean hours. It didn't take me a whole day, but in one day, I was like, I could not stop reading it.
Yeah, you do that, though.
Lately, I've been in this thing where I'm just really focusing on reading,
Yeah.
or I've really enjoyed the books that I've been reading.
I have, housework that I gotta do.
Some of us have stuff to do.
I don't know. I don't
Well, I
have
have
hours
been
to
saying
sit.
I've been telling my family laundry is gonna get done every day for days.
Something has to, sacrifice itself.
Haven't you seen those reels where it's like, here's how you read all day? And then it's like avoid dishes, laundry, this, that, the other.
Yes, I have seen that. Well, I guess the great sacrifice must be made for the books because books are more important. And
100%.
talking about books more important, our next read is going to be Ember Eternal by Chloe Neal. She's a local author to Omaha. And so I'm super excited to read her newest book of her newest series. And I hope you'll come back and join us. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.